So this is the picture that was doing for a client, and this is the painting that I made out of this picture of a dog. So as you can see, this is the painting from acrylic, which I'm going to be showing you right now. I'm going to demonstrate how I made this from the beginning to the end. Uh, so this was for somebody else, and this is the finished product. It's coming from this particular picture, all right? And this is the my palette of colors that I used: cadmium red, gray, yellow orange, burnt umber, black and white. Okay, a combination of these colors is my palette. So here I'm starting to sketch my first underpainting, which is like monochromatic. It's one color, it's just brown, burnt umber, and all I'm trying to do is get the values in at this point, okay? And this is my underpainting basic drawing first in burnt umber. So here is where I actually start to figure out if my underpainting is about right, and so I'm able to check with my reference. And basically for the underpainting, I'm looking for the broader areas, for the darks against the lights, to see if everything matches the outlines. So refer back to the reference, and once I feel everything is right, then I'm ready to start painting. So here again, I'm double checking to see if everything is perfect and if everything is right. Double checking everything, So now I'm ready to start painting, and I, put in some of the basic burnt umber in there and laying in some of the orange for the collar. And I put in some of the background, and I'm using the same kind of palette that I used. All right, and the dog is sitting on top of some fabric, so I have the fabric in front, and here I'm beginning to paint some details into the coloring, you know. So it's basically layering in all the colors. That's what I'm doing, layering in the colors, and from the drawing down to the first layers of paint and some details. So here now I'm going to try to achieve the characteristics of this particular dog that I'm drawing from the reference. So I'm going to be making sure that it looks like the particular photograph that I have, the reference, you know, or the client is not going to be happy. So I have to make sure that it looks like that dog that's in the picture. So that's my focus up here, to get those characteristics, those things around the, you know, like for example on top of the eyelids, and you know, judge the distance of the nose and how broad it is. That's my focus right now, okay? So here, the reason I turned it upside down is now I want to be able to focus on the backgrounds, and I want to get a nice flat light background. That's why, you know, one of the ways I do it sometimes is to turn things around upside down. It gives a nice effect to the drawing and the painting. So, and for the actual fabric and the cloth, I'm using impasto, you know, which is using thick paint to lay over to make it look like as though it's actually sort of like reliefing out of. So I'm using impasto to make the fabric, and you know, I'm satisfied with the way it's coming out right now. So I'm almost finished with this. So the details are not bad. So the overall effect, you know, and when I feel like I'm satisfied with it, that's when I'm going to stop. So here's where I'm putting in the details, to make it look exactly like the reference picture that I have. So once again, there are many different ways of doing it. This is not realistic, but rather more expressionistic. And so that's my objective, is to get the likeness, but have more a loose effect on this. Not very realistic, but rather expressionistic. So there is my painting, everybody. So that's my final, the effect that I was, I could go on forever on this, but at this point, I feel like I have achieved a nice effect, and I want to stop it right there.